What's up, everybody? My name is JWMaher. Welcome to another episode of Why We Love Horror. This is a special edition where I just hang out with myself and cover another movie that came out. But, our cups runneth over and we can't cover every single movie in due time if we only did one a week. Some weeks we have more than one, and we are living in unprecedented times. In 2024, we're starting to see a lot of beloved creatures and people and heroes and villains. Their intellectual property is going into the public domain. So we've been getting an influx of movies. Obviously, our friends across the pond in England at Jagged Edge Productions, ICANN Distribution, all those people, if you watch Versus, every single thing that could possibly land in the realm of public domain, Winnie the Pooh and Bambi and Peter Pan, they're all coming to the horrorverse, and they're putting out horrible movies. For the most part, they have turned a corner. Winnie the Pooh 2 was not horrible. It was almost good. So now we're starting to see competition in this intellectual property, public domain verse. And just across the border up north in Canada, they took over Steamboat Willie, I guess, as going into the public domain. And they made a horror movie about that, sort of. This is The Mousetrap.
A lot of people are dead. A lot more want to know why.
Okay. I warned you. Because once you know, you can't unknow.
This is serious.
It is. So stop playing childish games. Look, I have no clue what happened to them.
I've been seeing you.
Somebody wiped all the CCTV footage.
You wanna see me?
We have a serious problem here.
What the?
Turn around! If I find you, it's game over.
We trap him, we beat his ass.
So that is The Mousetrap. I think in pre-production, the name Mickey's Mousetrap was being thrown around. But now that the movie is out and available to be watched, it is just The Mousetrap. I don't know anything about... I doubt there were legal things going on behind the scenes. I mean, I think if I had to put myself in the shoes of the director and producer and all the people that created this film, I think it is a little bit okay to just take that half step to distance themselves away from the Mickey Mouse property, because they don't want to perpetuate the hatred that this is actually Mickey Mouse killing people. It is not Mickey Mouse killing people. That's not a spoiler at all, but I'm going to throw up spoilers anyway, just in case people come to this video don't want The Mousetrap spoiled. So The Mousetrap is about a girl, Alex, who works at like a Dave & Buster's, kind of like an independent Dave & Buster's type place, because it is an arcade where they serve alcohol. So I'm going to treat it like a Dave & Buster's, and that's pretty much what it is. They got all the fun stuff in there. They got laser tag. They got an indoor roller coaster. They got a big jungle gym that kids play in, video games, pinball, air hockey, the whole deal. So she works there with her coworker, Jaina, and the manager, Mike. And it is like the day's winding down, but it turns out that a bunch of people have rented it for a party, so the girls are asked to stay. And the one girl is boy crazy, so she ditches out and gets Alex, our main character, to cover for her. And it turns out the people that rented the building are Alex's friends, and they're throwing her an early surprise birthday party. So she is working her own birthday party, but she quickly, has the birthday party. Meanwhile, and they make note, it's not really like a slasher whodunit. The manager, Mike, has a collection of Mickey Mouse memorabilia, like a nice collection. He has like a reel of Steamboat Willie. He has a Mickey Mouse mask. And for some reason, it's not really explained. He starts watching Steamboat Willie, and then something snaps in his head, and he becomes this homicidal Mickey Mouse mask wearing person who for some reason can teleport. Like, that's actually, it's not like Jason Takes Manhattan. Like, did Jason teleport? No, he actually can teleport in this movie. So he's there and he's gone and he can move around. So that's unique. Ripping the Band-Aid off. Is this movie good? No, it's not. But is it as bad as the other intellectual property movie? Is it as bad as Jack and Jill's 1, 2, 3 or the Humpty Dumpty movies or anything else that's being put out by the ITN crowd? No, those movies make this movie look like The Shining. So it's bad, but it's not like the lowest levels of bad. It's like if they cared and had a budget, this would be good. Another thing that the majority of my audience, I would say about this movie is that this movie is like painfully Canadian. Like sometimes like a Canadian movie comes out and you're like, oh, you can't tell it's Canadian. This movie, it's a Canadian movie, and there's no bones about it. It's like everyone's like half the characters play hockey. They talk about hockey. They speak like they're Canadian. They're Canadian. Like, so if that turns you off, and if that makes you like not want to watch the movie, if you have something against Canadians and how they act, you won't like this movie because it is unapologetically Canadian. That doesn't bother me though. I'm a friend to Canadians. So then it just really is a very vanilla color by number slasher movie. There's nothing special about it. I would say if you want a Canadian movie that's just like it, that is like way like balls to the wall crazy. This movie does give me Gutter Balls vibes. If anybody's seen Gutter Balls, I'm not like saying you should watch it because it is very, very graphic in every domain. But like it's basically, if that was a PG-13 movie, it is The Mousetrap, because it is a bunch of young adults in a basically like a fun environment. They're locked in by a slasher that is taking them out one by one. Not a lot of like, there's a few like off-screen, very basic kills. A lot of the kills are just slashes or stabs. So it's not like we don't have any inventive kills. I think there might be like one kill that is like a little different. There's a scene where like Mickey stops the one dude's friends, because like, okay, there's two main male characters. Let me see if I can pull their names out of the old thing here. You got Marcus, I believe, and Ryan, and they both like Alex. Alex likes Ryan, the nerdy guy. No, Alex likes Marcus, who's the nerdy guy. Ryan is the jock. He's the hockey player. He has a team of hockey friends who he has said tonight they're going to come rough up Marcus because, Alex is his backup girl. Not even his girlfriend. He has a girlfriend, but he wants a backup girl. He wants the backup girl to be Alex. So he called his hockey team in. But for some reason, Mickey, or the man in the Mickey mask, who is the manager, knows that they're coming, and he teleports outside and just beats up the whole hockey team and goes back into the place. And I'm making this movie sound more stupid than it is. It's fine. It's like fine, not good. It's fine. And those kills were rather bloodless. Like he allegedly, according to the police, killed those guys, but he really just knocks them all out. But I guess he killed them. And a lot of kills that like are very quick and basic. There's no drawn out gore. There's no not an intense stalking in this movie. They utilize the environment. Like there's a scene like where like the stoner character gets locked on the roller coaster. A girl escapes the Mickey Mouse guy by going down a slide. There's cool stuff. They do cool. Like you have to give this movie its kudos. It also does like that self-aware, like it thinks it's Scream, and it does some self-aware stuff. Sure. I think the only big drawback of this movie is that they went in thinking like, we're going to beat everyone to the gate with this Mickey Mouse intellectual property slasher movie. So we're going to treat it like it's going to be a series of movies, and it acts like it's the first movie in a franchise. Like it's assuming that you're going to care and want more of it, which I find is a huge turnoff in any movie, no matter how big the property is. So like the movie has a non-ending and then a mid-credits sequence that is also like we're giving you a sequel, folks. So that's kind of pompous. But anyway, let's get to the bits we do on these shows. First of all, what do I do first? This. I can fix it. Honestly, the writing is kind of bad. The writing could have been punched up. I understand if it's like if the budget is the budget and if the ability is the ability, it is what it is. This is again not a bad movie; it's a fine movie. But the fact that it was written like you're going to make 3, 4, 5 of these is weird. You could have given me a little bit of exposition, which I guess you're kind of doing a Terrifier thing, where like you're going to have the second movie and give me all the backstory. It's pretty pompous to do that. Like I'm just speaking as a fan, and you're presuming a lot about how much people are going to love this movie. And if you've read any of the reviews, there is legit hatred for this movie, and there's just like, how dare you hatred for this movie. So they probably should have anticipated the backlash and made a self-contained movie that could stand alone. They didn't do that. So that's how I would fix it. But overall, like, where do we land? Like I said, it's fine. It is a absolute definition of a fine movie. Warts and all, 2 videotapes out of 5. Could be a lot better if they make it. If this does well and makes money, I guess, and it might on some platform. I have no idea. If they come back with a sequel and there's backers to it, I think they could do things, and that would actually positively affect my rating on this movie, because the bones of something are here. It does challenge some conventions, like weekly challenge conventions, like, for example, like Alex, is the final girl, or is basically meant to be the final girl in the whole movie. And at the end of the movie, she just gets like unceremoniously killed, and other characters who should have died, if this is a formulaic slasher, survive. So there's that. With that being said, thanks for joining this shorter special edition of Why We Love Horror. I've been John Maher. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Go to the Facebook group Why We Love Horror. Go to the TikTok WWL Horror. Mondays we do Versus. Wednesdays we do this. Thursdays we do Why We Love Horror. We're doing Exuma tomorrow. Even though it's not a new release, it is something that deserves to be talked about. And Friday, Why We Love Horror Trivia. We're in the middle of our teams tournament. So please check out all that stuff, and we'll see you soon. We appreciate your patronage.